Welcome back. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So this morning, we're introducing you to a company called BVG Sunglasses. It was started by two military veterans who met while in recovery for various addictions.
That's right. And they decided to start a company that would directly benefit other veterans who are also struggling with mental health and substance abuse. And joining us now is one of the co-founders, Dr. Ray Glendrange. Hi, good morning, Ray. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
And so you were in recovery when you and your partner in the company decided to start this. So why sunglasses? We'll start there.
Well, I'm an ophthalmologist, so I know about eyewear and eye protection, and my partner is a ballistic glass engineer, knows about lenses and quality optics, so that this was a natural fit for us.
And I'm looking at the glasses here too. These are like very fancy, cute glasses. I'm really liking the look of them. Did you guys design these yourselves?
Yes, we have a great team. My partner made his career doing quality stuff, so we thought we would make a name by doing quality wear, not just in the design, but also in the lenses. If you put those on in the sun, you'll notice the difference between the average sunglass out there.
Yeah, and even better than these sunglasses is the mission that this supports.
Correct.
And, you know, we say this is Mental Health Awareness Month. We have Memorial Day coming up. Why was it important that you gave back to veterans?
Well, that's one of the things we have to do, excuse me, to get sober and stay sober, is to be of service. It's one of the ways we get out of our own minds and help other people, and it's a kind of a cascading effect. But particularly when it comes to veterans, as a physician, I'm an ophthalmologist, I wanted to know why I became an alcoholic, and I looked at the brain physiology of addiction and realized that it's not a respecter of socioeconomic status, race, culture, religion. Even if you're intelligent, you have just as much a chance of succumbing to addiction as anybody else. And but of all the demographics, mental illness is involved, and veterans suffer the most because PTSD is one of the worst confounding variables that can make addiction worse and hard to treat.
Oh, and I like also the other part of the mission, because it's not only helping veterans who are suffering from mental illness or substance abuse, it's finding the professionals who know how to treat them, to help them.
Exactly. Our mission is twofold. One is to raise awareness, because as many know, there is a big stigma about people with mental illness and addiction. We look at them, you know, that was me before I got into this field, because even as a doctor, I looked down at people who had mental illness and addiction. And, you know, what's wrong with them, even though there was rampant alcoholism in my family. But there's nothing bad about them. They're just sick people that make bad choices, and they have every right to have the same care and empathy that anybody else with a physical illness, such as diabetes or heart disease, have.
Yeah, I think it's amazing too that so many of your profits, it really goes to that, and I think it's pretty amazing.
We, in addition to raising awareness, the VA has done an amazing job in the last 20 years putting resources towards helping veterans, but, you know, because of demographics and because of this, you know, onslaught of vets with PTSD and addiction, they just can't handle everybody. You know, most veterans never set foot in a VA hospital. They just don't have the resources. So we, with the profits, most of the profits go to the BVG Veterans of Valor Foundation, and from that, we will send money to treatment centers wherever the veteran is to get them treatment. But more importantly, doctors still have this stigma and don't understand what is important when it comes to treating mental illness and addiction. We should be in every exam talking about these things. And we're starting in UC Riverside School of Medicine. Dr. Deborah Dees, our dean, is very much interested in changing the paradigm of how we train new doctors. Every doctor should be able to talk to their patients about your substance use and mental illness.
Well, Dr. Ray, thank you so much. Thank you for all your great work. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.